Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. So today we are going to do a pocket for the Colossal Tome of Concepts. And what that is an idea book. I use a 3-ring binder for mine. You can use an actual journal or, you know, whatever you would like. I just liked the idea of the 3-ring binder because I could just clip things in and out easily. I use paper clips and lined paper. You can use any paper though, and most of mine are done just on book page, just so I can easily, like, you know, look at them and figure out how they're made, because I want to be able to take them out and look at them, because sometimes you forget when you haven't done one for a while exactly how you did it, and this is a perfect example. My lovely friend Kim asked me how I made the pocket in that last journal that we did. And it was a pocket that I did a video on, and I thought it was one of my TCTC videos, but it wasn't. So I'm going to do it again because probably, you know, many of you may have forgotten, or if you didn't see that video, if you're new or whatever, I just thought we'll go ahead and put it in our Colossal Tome of Concepts. Then we will, you know, have it. So basically what it is, I just made a quick one out of book page, is a pocket that has a pocket here on the front. Then when you open it, it opens again. You can put writing paper here. Sorry, my husband's sneezing. You can put writing paper here, and then you have a place to journal. This is also a place to journal, so it flips open this way. And then this right here is a pocket, and I put a tag in this pocket on the one that I did before, so that it kind of holds this pocket closed, since it's just a little pocket. And then it flips this way again, and you've got more writing space. So I just did this one out of book page just to try to remember how I did it. So, and I made another one that isn't all put together. This is probably the one I'm going to put in my idea book just as it is, so that I can remember how to fold it, because it is a little bit tricky. What you're gonna need is, and I'll measure this one, and you can do them any size, so like whatever size your book page or paper is that you want to do. So basically what you're going to start with is, what works best is a nice big sheet of paper like this, and this one measures about 14.5 inches is what that one measures. So I know that's obviously super hard to get, but like this one's smaller. So you could do whatever double this page is. What is this page? This page is like 5.5, so 10 inches across you could do. So you could do that with a sheet of scrapbook paper if you wanted to. I have found what I like to use for them is book pages that have been stitched in the center, that I was able to snip the strings and pull out the entire page. This is where it was sewn into the ledger book. So if you have book pages that are attached, that's an easy way. You can also attach book pages. Like if you have two that you've torn out, you can put them together with another strip of book page or whatever to make the longer pages. They can be any size. It's just going to change the width of your pocket. Like obviously this one's much wider than this one. So, and I like them to be roughly about 7.5 inches tall. That way I know they'll fit on my page, because I make my journals usually 8.5 by 5.5 are my page sizes in my journals. It's just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper folded in half. And so that's what I use the most. So I want to make sure my pocket's going to fit on there. But if you do a different size journal, you can make different size pockets. Okay, so whatever you do, you will need a fairly long sheet of paper. And then you're going to fold it in half, if it's not already folded in half. Like if you're just using scrapbook paper, fold it in half. Then you're going to take this side and fold it in, and you can see it's not meeting the center. And that's because I cut off like 1/8 of an inch. Otherwise it would be touching the center. But I wanted it to be able to open and close, wanted it to be able to open and close freely without getting snagged up on this other part of it when it's, you know, in a journal. And then this side, you can decide, do you want to cut it directly in half? Do you want your pocket longer than your flip up here? Wherever you want. You can cut it directly in half down the center, or you can, you know, make this part a little shorter, this part longer, vice versa. So this part would also have like some writing paper if you wanted it. This is already ledger, so it'll work fine for writing. And then after you cut it in half, I cut another just tiny sliver off, like literally the width of one of those lines right there. That's what I cut off of there, just so that it can open and close without like rubbing it all on the pocket, you know. So, and then you're going to glue this side and this side of the pocket to keep that closed, okay? Then the other part of this is another sheet of paper that is the size of one of these sheets. So the width of one sheet, because remember, this is 2 pages in a ledger book. So 1 page. So you basically need 3 pages of whatever you're using. Book page, ledger page, dictionary page, just scrapbook paper. You'll need 3 squares the same size, basically. And then you're going to take this one and it's going to hook on to the back of this one. And when you fold this over, or no, I didn't do that right, did I? No, hold on. It's tricky. It's going to go like that. And you're taking it and you're essentially gluing it to the center of this. And then also you're going to glue here and up here and you'll have a pocket there. Does that make sense now? Sorry. So this is the center of one of the pages. You're going to put the center of these pages when they're folded into that center, okay? And you're going to attach it by gluing the page down just top and bottom to get that open pocket right there. Then you have this flip opens and you have this flip that opens and you have this flip back here that can also be written on. So I know that one's a little trickier than what we normally do, but I'm going to go through it again right now. So I have one whole sheet of ledger page that I took out of a ledger. So this is where it was stitched in. So I'm going to cut that down to 7.5, I believe is what I decided I wanted. Let me just make sure, because I kind of like them this size. Oh no, 7. Okay, so we're going to cut this down to 7 inches. So I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm having a good day. I'm actually filming this ahead because my son is having his wisdom teeth removed today. So I will be busily, you know, taking him there, helping him when he gets home, because he'll be all woozy and goofy when he gets done. Okay, so then we're going to take off part of this, and I'm actually going to cut 1/4 inch off of this side. I just want to have enough room for that to fold into the fold without it being a problem. And I also want, how did I do that last time? Oh, I know what I did. It's like, how did I do it? I did it kind of in a different way. So I want 1/4 inch. So I'm taking my fold and I'm putting it so that I can cut off 1/4 inch. It makes it a tiny bit smaller than the other page. So when it folds over the top, this page right here, it makes it so this page is a tiny bit bigger than the width of this, so that it covers, you know, the whole front of it fine, and you don't end up with it like looking like this, if I can get a hold of it. Because you know how when you put stuff inside of other things, it makes this part bigger underneath, so like it'll stick out like that. I didn't want that, so that's why I'm cutting 1/4 inch off. And then on this side, I'm going to cut 1/8 inch off, and that's for that same reason. So let me see, where am I? I need to cut this one at 7. Okay. And that's just to take it down a little bit so that the other page will fit properly. And then I'm going to fold this one pretty much right to the middle, because this is going to be the one with the pocket. And then this one, I'm gonna fold just shy of the center. I need to be able to see that, so I open that page back up. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, but see where those holes are? There's a little bit of a gap right here, and I want that just so that that opens and closes easily and isn't caught up on that other side. Okay. And then I'm gonna take my other page, this one, and I'm also gonna cut it down to 7 inches. So that will be the same height. Yours don't have to be 7 inches, or you get to decide that part. That's up to how your book is and what page or type of paper you're using. This is just what I'm doing, but definitely do it however it fits your piece the best. And I'm gonna have to trim this because it's let me see. Yeah, that's the outside page. Let me turn it this way so that I get it the other way. I want this to be my front page, so that's why I did that. So see, then I have that on the front. Okay, and this one, isn't that always the way? I cut that, and then now see it's too small for that. So I'm gonna have to cut a tiny bit off of this one too. So you just gotta play with it, basically. There's not a rhyme or reason, it seems. Sometimes. If I wouldn't have cut that though, it would have been too wide. So I just cut basically that sliver off is all I needed, so that they're the same size. And then this one I'm gonna put a thumb notch in. And this one, so my center where it was sewn in, you know, that's the center of it, is gonna go like this. Okay, so we'll go ahead and glue that piece down so that it'll stay. I'm actually gonna go ahead and glue it on this paper. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I don't know if you heard me in the last video, but I said I cut my fingernails off. That is not a great idea for me. I cannot pick anything up at all. They were just driving me nuts because I broke one and made me mad, and I went and chopped them all off, and then now I can't do anything. I'm gonna red and bead down the center too, just because I want to make sure nothing goes sliding through to the other side, you know? Okay, so what do I got here? Let's do this way. I literally can't do anything. It's ridiculous. It's amazing how used to that you get and what a difference it makes. Okay, so there's that. And this one's going to open like this. And I probably will put something in here just to strengthen it a little bit. And then this is the one that we're going to cut to make the pocket and the flip. And I can't remember where I got the idea for this. I think it was Scrapbooking with Me. E is what she goes by. So I'm going to cut right here, and you can see the pocket's a little bit bigger than the flip, and that's just the way I want it. But you can do it right down the center if you want, or whatever version you want. A little short pocket and a bigger flip. And then I'm going to literally just cut off that line, that little tiny line, just so there's a little bit of leeway between the two flippy things. Okay. I know that really is nothing, but it does make a difference. And then we're going to punch our thumb notch. And I'm going to glue that down. So I hope I explained this okay. I know it's kind of a loopy, goofy one, but it really does turn out cool. I loved that last one in that I actually hoarded it. I held on to it for a couple months before I put it in a journal because I just liked it a lot. Okay, and then this is just gonna fold over and go right there. And this goes like this, and you can see this is not 100% straight. I'm not sure what happened there, but that got a little wonky. And now see, it's not measuring up perfectly. But, you know, that's just sort of the way it is sometimes with junk journals. They either are or they're not, because they're all handmade, right? Okay, that one is feeling like, is it too far? I think it just needs a little tiny trim. Just a tiny, tiny one. And it's all because we don't cut perfectly straight. We don't fold perfectly straight. You know what I mean? It's just sort of the nature of the beast. And some things turn out way better than others. And I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. But at least you guys get the idea here of how that one will go together. And then we will go ahead and decorate this one. I think. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do to it. I have no journal I'm working on at the moment, so it's kind of like, don't know. I mean, I am playing around with the art journal, but I don't think I'll be putting really pockets in that a whole lot. Just put a little bit of tea dyed. And the only reason I'm even doing this, like, I actually love the ledger to write on. I'm just worried about the thinness of it. So I think I'm just going to kind of take a piece of this and put it in there. I probably should have just used another paper to line it like first, but I didn't. So this is how we're going to do it. It'll be fine though. Just to strengthen it. It just makes me feel better. I don't want it to be all floppy wobbly. But yeah, if you use a stronger paper, like a scrapbooking paper or whatever, you obviously are not going to have this problem. So the size of this was just really great. So that's why I wanted to use that. I'm going to go ahead and tear the top and the bottom. Just a thin strip is all. So those will just go on like that. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot else to chat about today. It's just kind of quiet around here. With kids working and whatnot. Like I mentioned in the last video, we tend to stick around home on Memorial Day because it's just not fun to try to go out riding or anything because it's always a zoo. Because everybody goes camping and, you know the stuff. So, and I mean, that's awesome. It's just, I don't want to get in the middle of all of it. So it's great that people get out and do that. We'll probably go somewhere next weekend, maybe, to ride the Razor that we have. And the Razor's like a all-terrain type vehicle. Very fun. I highly recommend them if you're considering some type of ATV. Then those are the best that I've been around anyway. I mean, of course, it all depends on what you're going to be doing, but man, it's hot today. I mean, compared to last weekend, yeah, I told my husband yesterday, I was like, I wish my niece would have got married this weekend. I mean, of course, she's very happy, you know, and that's all that matters. She's happy to have it done. It can be very stressful, and so she's very happy, and it was lovely, so that's all that matters. But it's so nice this weekend. It would have just made that venue where she had it just that much better, you know. Okay, so go with that, and then we need a little something in there. Well, do I want to put anything in there? Maybe not. Maybe I'll put something on this side, and then it'll be just fine. So let's see, we could decorate it up a little bit there. I think I'll just use my kind of oldie papers again, like I've been doing. I just have so much of this type stuff that I want to use, so it's not just sitting around. I'm not even sure where that's from, but let's use it on here. I'm just really enjoying this kind of old paper look right now. Yeah. See, it just folds too easy. I don't want it messed up. This is out of my cabinet cards, Digi. That I know because it's one of my images, so. But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly where I got the idea for this flip. I'm pretty sure it was Scrapbooking with Me that did that, or, you know, that's where I saw it. Beyond that, I don't really know, but I want that 280 to show, so I'm going to actually come this way a little more. End up covering up almost all that. That's okay. We'll do something up there instead of that. Oh, here's a little Asian writing. That's kind of cool up there. How much of this? Something like that work. Okay. Yeah, I cannot pick up anything. It is ridiculous. Teach me to chop them all off way down. Usually I leave a little, you know, a little bit, but I had broken that one. Just got irritated. Because that hurts when that happens. It's like, just cut them all off. Let's see. I know it figures I have fingernails and I don't even take care of them. Oh, that's good. This is scrapbook paper. It's a little bit. So we'll just do something like that. Using up scraps, which is awesome. Any day of the week, right? Okay. That will work. I gotta get this pocket covered because I keep dinging it. I'm gonna go right across that top part. And I'm just gonna do the thumb notch first so that however it fits on there is how it's gonna land, so that I'm not trying to cut it afterwards when you can't really do it very well. This is the thing that bugs me. I just can't ever get it to line up very well for that one. So I guess that's as good as it's gonna get. And the other side I'll have to tear a tiny bit off of too, because otherwise it's going to be hanging over the side. Let me get a little. I just need to get that covered so that it's strengthened a little bit. This is my avocado dyed music paper from my friend Denise. We're gonna have to trim this too. I didn't realize that that was gonna hang over that much. I wonder if I could, I almost stuck the pin in the wrong glue. That would have been great. Okay, let's see if we can do this. I don't think that's gonna work. I'm not even gonna try it because I'll probably just mess it up further. Can't see where that edge is. It's like right at that line right there. Okay, is this one hanging over or is it all right? Yes, it is a little bit. Just a little bit. But we don't want that because we have this flap, right? So we don't want to let it hang over at all. Okay, that will work. And I think I've got some of that tissue. I'm gonna use that on there because you'll be able to still see the ledger through. So that's kind of nice. I'll ink it a little first. My poor mother and father-in-law got stuck in traffic. Well, actually the poor people, because some people got into a car accident. And I guess 4 people passed away in that car accident. That's just horrible. I don't know what it is about Memorial Day. It's probably one of the reasons I don't like going anywhere on Memorial Day. This is like just a little ad piece of paper. But yeah, it's just awful. I mean, 4 people, that's a lot in a car accident. In this area, anyway. I don't know if it, you know, in other areas it doesn't seem like a lot, but yeah, it's just kind of so sad. Awful. This is off of some old music paper. This is why I love doing this with just bits and pieces of all this stuff, because it all accumulates in there, and then it makes, I think, really cool like designs and stuff. Okay, so that's good. That's good. This can be written on, so I'm not going to even worry about covering that. I just wanted to strengthen it a little bit, so I'm fine with that. And then we're gonna put something on this front pocket. And then probably put it under a book because it's wanting to bubble up like that. It's not an old enough picture. I like the picture, but please. A little dictionary page will work. See, I like that. see a little part hanging up here. What is that from? Huh, why is it wanting to do that, I wonder? I might have to cut just a tiny bit off of here again. Just another little tiny bit. Because it's kind of getting pushed up for some reason right there. Corner didn't get glued all the way. Okay. So hopefully now, and once there's a tag in there too, holding it, that'll help. It just wants to do that. So I think it'll help once the tag's there. I want to leave that number up there because I like that. This is why we never throw away even the tiniest scraps, right? It does feel a little insane sometimes. I have to admit. I do go on my rampages though, where I just start throwing stuff away, or, you know, giving it away, just taking it to Goodwill, whatever, just because it gets to be too much. This is my Regal digital download. That's where this comes from. And I might want something else under that, so I'm going to wait a second until I figure out what I want on there. Automobile, this is a different dictionary page. I could just punch my, try to get roughly an idea of where. That would work. And I'll just snip off that little piece right there. This one doesn't even need to be inked because it's nice and patinaed. Probably should have used the other side. It had more. We're just having too much fun with the collaging, really. Did I snip a hole in that? Probably. No, I didn't. I thought I did. I will kind of get the edge a little here. Okay, now this can go on here. Take a little bit more off of that. Okay. What else do we have? More old book. I think this is the book that Aiden used on her, that collage she did on the wire. That thing was so cool. I do like this writing on here. Maybe I'll use a strip of this first. Just stuck my fingers in the ink. Go me. This page is getting, wow. I love those old typing books. I need to find another one. I mean, I still have a lot of pages, but I used all the really cool pages. I want to find something other than this because those are too close. Oh, these veils. These ladies with these veils on. I love these. Okay, so I'm going to need to cut the corner of that out. I need to empty this thing. Is that right? we can make that work. Just gonna cut just a tiniest bit off of here. And the tiniest bit off of here. And I think it will be just fine. I'm glad we don't wear all that garb. I mean, sometimes I think it would be fun to get all dressed up like they did, but man, wearing that stuff all the time would just be a headache. And very impractical, obviously, for life in general. I just don't like the way that's doing. Is it this side or this side? I can't tell which side it is. There we go. That was really bothering me, could you tell? Brain. And I have no idea what kind of tags or whatever I'll do in there, but I'll get that figured out eventually. What do we want to put on the front of that? No, doesn't fit right. Flower, maybe? Like this lady, she would go better with the time, but then I'm going to cover my veiled ladies. Oh, I know there was one that I saw that I had not too long ago. That was kind of neat. The mom and the baby would be kind of cute. Baby's picture, that's not a great picture, but it's got something on its face. Oh, there we go. It's probably ink, like one of the little fuzzy thingies off of there. We can take some of this off, and we can take some of this side off. I'm making it a lot smaller so that I can see more of the things that are on there that also have a sort of a central point. Yeah, I like that. It's a Mother's Day one. Even though Mother's Day is over. Oh, that's how behind I am, honestly. I'm not joking. Okay. Yes, I like it. It over here a little more. Okay, then I'll put something in there and maybe do a little fabric or something like that. But anyways, so there's that one, and then we need to put some paper in here. I mean, you wouldn't have to, but again, it's just scaring me because it's so fragile. Maybe we could just put some like cool old paper along the side. This is upside down. And to make the sides stronger. Let's try that and see if that makes me happy or not. Put it over the top. This way. Oh no, that's the picture of the... It's alright, it can go this way. Just to strengthen that edge, you know? And then that way you can still write on the ledger, because the ledger is cold. This doesn't really need to be inked, but we'll ink it a little if we can without tearing it. Hopefully I can get glue on it without destroying it. I'm going to get it right kind of up to the edge there. This This one is not going to be able to get quite as up to the edge, but I think it'll be all right. Could put another little something. Is there another good edge? I mean, I'm constantly shoving edges in there, so there should be some. I'll do that, and I'll just snip it where it's hanging over a little. Ah. The old paper, I'm telling you, it just caves. It didn't hang over too bad at all. Nice. All right, so that one I think will be fine, because at least when you grab it, you're not just gonna rip right through it. That's what was scary. Right there, right here, right here, and we'll have another tag or whatever there and in that pocket. So yeah, I hope you guys liked that. I hope it was good to see it again. Sorry if some of you were like, yeah, we already saw this one, but you know, it's just easier to forget them, and if they don't get in your book or whatever. I want this little treble clef on there. I'll do this little skinny piece of Asian writing too. I don't know why I did both sides of that. Who knows? Maybe I like that side better, that's why. Yeah, I'm telling you. Who knows? Okay, yeah, that helped. That helped my brain. Maybe we could do a few little stamps on it. What do I want to use? Oh, washi. I haven't done washi in a long time. See, if I have this stuff on my desk, I use it. If I don't, then I don't. So it's actually good when my desk is a mess, because I tend to use a lot more things than I normally would. Okay, there it is. I think that's good. I don't think it needs anything else. All right, I hope you guys like it. I hope you try it if you haven't already. And I hope you have an awesome day. So we'll chat again tomorrow. I love you guys. Talk later. Bye.